Hi YouTube, how are you doing? I'm doing great, not too bad. I put a few pictures of my son's um, baby pictures and some adult pictures in my community, five of them. One is of my daughter-in-law who divorced my oldest son, Luke and Christy, um, but she's still my girl, always will be. And she's the mother of three of my beautiful granddaughters. I have four. So I thought I'd show you um, the mother of offsprings along with my children. So, like I say, she's my girl in my heart, always will be. So, um, anyway, you know, I don't know if you've experienced this with your kids, but when they meet somebody, you're just hoping, if it's a nice person, you're just hoping that that's the one for them. And I always had wished that for them. So, and they still talk. I mean, I don't know that they'll ever be together again, but um, you never know, you know. Weirder things have happened in the world. Even in, they know their lives have been as weird as mine, at least, pretty close. And then I put a picture of me about 10 years ago. I was sporting my pink stuff. I have a Himalayan hat and a wolf coat, and um, I was quite a bit heavier than what I am now. Right before that, I had found out I didn't know why I my hair was falling out. I had major allergies to all these things. In the meantime, we had gotten our gas fittings fixed in our house, and they put water fittings on the gas lines, and I was sleeping right by where that gas line came out um, from the gas tank into the house on the other side of the wall of it, and I was being fumigated and ended up having a stroke. Then I was going to the CDC for an unknown fluke. I was going to a branch of the Mayo Clinic for uh, multiple allergies that are astronomical. They're just so unnameable, like what I'm almost allergic to everything in the world. No, really, I'm so limited what I really should. All of us should watch what we eat closely, but these are things I touch. Metals. The only metals I am not allergic to are sterling silver and platinum. Everything else I cannot have contact with it. Um, all kinds of all kinds of things, like things you use in your everyday paper, toilet paper. I mean, everything just about. But anyway, so and then I ended up having my allergies were backing up. This is what was this side. Um, no, I was right. This side. And I had a deviated septum from having my nose broke. That's why I was having the hair loss. So they went in, I had an operation. This is all like one thing right after another, and some of them at the same time. So I had the operation. Then I had the, no, had the, yeah, the operation, then the stroke, um, then my horse's leg got injured and she fell backwards on me, and they thought I had urine or blood in my kidney because there was in my urine, and I couldn't walk. I couldn't talk after the stroke, but then I broke my shoulders, broke my toes, broke my shoulders. I mean, this is like just one thing right after another, and I still was on the internet trying to write articles on morgellon.org about the bug that can be controlled within us by the dark force called Morgellons, that combination of entities controls within us. Serious, real thing. I'll talk more on that on another day. What I'm gonna talk about today, and by the way, somebody had mentioned the book of Susanna. Um, that's Susan is my middle name. And these people, when they name me, they know. They know. I mean, of course, they're the dark cabal. They know what they're doing and why they gave me my initials. you know. Um, but anyway, back to the point. So I have a picture of me when I'm quite a bit heavier. I'm standing like with one leg doesn't look as long. My legs are 36 inches long, but the picture is so pixelated. But I don't have a lot of pictures of me. I'm not a selfie type person, and I had Doug take that picture, and it was off an old camera or something. I don't know. Like I've got shots of me on here. I've got one video with me doing let's see what I do. Um, extended forward kick. I do believe I was doing. I was mad at somebody. It's like, you want to see? I can actually go over your head. Most things go over most people's heads anyway, but anyway, I'm not, I'm just trying to show you I have been attacked and attacked. This is just part of it, just a small part, mostly dark cabal injury inspired things towards me. It's a fact, and that's how I'm blessed all the time, just keeping strong. I mean, it's not one accident. I pulled my spinal cord at 17. I had bad things happen at 15, 12. I mean, I could just go from a herniated umbilical cord as a baby that I wasn't born with, that ended up from an injury that was caused to me as a baby, to one thing right after another up until now. And that's why I am the warrior I am, because they cannot stop me. And a lot of people do hate me for it. So, okay, last night on Lady Babylon, not only was he talking about some of the missing texts, and other people are like, well, it's no big deal because our rabbi and our popes give us this information and this is who we are. So, okay, if that's who you are, you're actually not a real Christian. You don't even know what you are worshiping. And I'm telling you that all religions are satanic, and that force of power, good or bad, is the same energy, period. Believe what you want to believe. And so then today, and I'm going to go back to watching it after a little bit. So you can go and Dr. Almond last night, especially like around the 27-minute mark, and it's in my community, says Christine Love on it. So look for that video. And if you want to listen to how he's going to prove to you how the texts were changed. Jason on Archaics today is giving you the chronological, the timeline, and scripture changes. Something interesting that Jesus said, that Sophia is a more powerful God than he is. Well, yeah, because Christine, that medical term, well, that's her medicine. Those are her gifts, and she knows how to use them better than he does. And it's in the text, and he says exactly what it is. And, when you have texts that are covered up where Jesus Christ, venerates the Great Mother, and they take that out, you think the Father is going to be happy about that? Who do you think the Father is? Might want to ask yourself if you actually know what Christianity is. There's two churches that were combined in the beginning, one of the dark force and one of the light, and they work in tandem. So you can pick and choose who you think you're serving all day long, and it isn't going to take the fact away from what's going on this planet, and the disrespect that's shown to the Trinity as a family, because the texts have been so misconstrued, and everybody's like, well, we don't care. We've got our little bookie book and it's good enough. No, it's not. Go back to the originals. Seek the people that are teaching you out of the original text, or roll over and play dead because you're not going to pass go for your lazy scholarship. That's not an excuse. Ignorance of the law is not an excuse. Is there a law of the land? There's a law of your spirit inside you, everybody. And non-recognition of our Creator isn't going to help you. You can be an atheist or agnostic all day, but you're still going to have to face the music. And you're going to find out who the music is that you have to face when it's too late. And I'm trying to give you information that will help you in your life so you can have blessings in your life without playing your stupid games that are all run by wicked people, you know. Plus, you can meet or listen to people that are of high intelligence and concern for other people, and you can just see it, you know. If you're into that type of thing, like truth, honesty, justice, virtues, you know, all those silly little things that a lot of people ignore every day, you know. There's that old saying of, you better know which side your bread is buttered on. I know what side my bread's buttered on. And everybody should. But you also better understand where the bread comes from to start with. And that's where people have problems. And when they're eating of that bread and they don't know what they're devouring, I'm just trying to warn you. I mean, I can't sit out here and say, um, you have to do this. You can do anything you want to do. If ignorance is your thing, it's not free. That's all I'm trying to say to you, you know? people think it is, you know. Uh, Kind of another gloomy day here. I was glad though. It did rain last night for a couple hours right before that live stream. Um, so I was really happy that it came through loud and clear. I think it's funnier than shit. It's humorous, not funny. Humorous that um, Doug came in while I was watching Lady Babylon. And he has a couple times, and he never asks. And here's Dr. Allman just yelling like he does sometimes with his passionate ways. Totally, um, I love it. But so he's being himself, and Doug comes in, and he never asks me who this guy is or anything, you know. And he's talking, Almond's yelling, and I'm like, wow, I feel right at home here. No, it was funny. Doug knows he's not stupid, you know. And some people would think that I'm in more danger than he is. That's not true. Um, when I met Doug, he was the only other person on this planet that had a full understanding of our history in the world as deep as I did. And a lot of people think, okay, yes, true. His vocabulary is limited. Not as limited as what you would think, but um, maybe not as much as a little literary major or anybody like that. But he's not a slouch. But I do get him quite often with some new ones, you know. So anyway, but also anybody that comes around my home, and like I extend my open door to anybody who's respectful. And to top that off, no matter who you are safe around me, no matter what. Always, always. And believe me, with my force, that takes precedence over anybody, and people don't cross that. The only time you're going to try and cross that it is if you're blood related to me and you think you want to step up and try that. That's the only people that get close enough to me to do something, unless it's dark, which I see ahead of time. And a lot of times going into something, I understand what I'm doing. It's almost like a reprieve, and I'm a little masochistic on that note because pain will just spur me on like nobody you've ever met in your life. Now, that's not sadism, I said. It's a little different, you know, because this is just my vessel that I'm in, you know, for the time being. So, yeah. Do I hurt? Every day. Do I care? No, I don't. No, I don't. I really don't. People know if I have a broken arm, I'll fight with my other one. Doesn't matter. Oh, also in between all those injuries I had from having my jaw broke, um, had teeth that, well, I did have a gold crown on one of them, but I had to have some teeth removed because I was allergic to the gold crown, and that got infected and spurred on allergies and contributed to hair loss. And I shaved my head. I've got a couple pictures of me bald somewhere around here. Might be I might have one right here. Let me see what I got. Excuse me a minute. I think I saw one. I've got different things with I gave a lot of my pictures to my kids and grandkids so they could, well, that's not it. Let me see. I know I have something right here. Just give me 1 minute. I'll surprise you maybe. Maybe. Maybe not. Oh, maybe not. Let me look one more second. Oh, are these them? I did have a picture. I got my um cat. Oh, well, no. Yeah, it's not a. I got a picture. Oh, picture of my horse before she died. Dusty. Let's see. I was bald there, but I've got a scarf on my head, so you can't really see me. Let's see. That's not very clear. Just a minute. I know I got more here too. I've been waiting kind of if my kids. Okay, here's one that I did actually. I got my little dog Lady and Doug's big dog Buddy. He was oh, Great Dane Newfoundland mix, and my dog Lady was Jack Russell and oh geez, Basset Hound. He was scared to death of that little thing. There I am, just got through having a bald head and going through an operation, and like I say, it was quite a bit heavier. Oh, here's a better. Just a sec here. There's a better one, a lady. My little girl. She died. She's gone. Buddy and Lady. Like I say, he was petrified of her. Here's her when she was bigger. She's gone now, but she did taekwondo with me. I do a spin, and I go your turn, and then she'd do one. Here's Doug. Doug and Lady. Doug was quite a bit bigger then too. He's probably dropped from then he's probably dropped oh maybe 100 pounds. This isn't too flattering, but let's see. They're stuck together. No, that's good enough. I might, like I say, have a few more. I had one with me totally shaved head, but I didn't have a choice. I had to, my hair was so messed up from my allergies, like I say, that it just, mm, maybe that's it. Yeah. So, yeah, I've been through the ringer, and that's not the first time in my life. That's not like, that's just a few of the things that it's just been like one, and that's why people are like, I had my adoptive mother say to me, you always come out smelling like a rose. It's like these people even tried to run me over with a boat. Took my brother and I cliff diving into Lake Superior is a mean 34 degrees is the warmest it really ever gets. We were cliff diving when we were kids. My brother almost died. If I hadn't, we jumped 30 feet into this. There was still ice out on the lake. They knew what they were doing. I think they had insurance. And I saw my brother's lips turning purple, and he was way out there. And I go, something like, "What's the matter, Wally?" or something. Can't you swim? Because he looked like he was about ready to sink, you know. They were really surprised when we got back up in there in the car because we had to climb back up the mountain, and they were waiting there, and the look on their faces, and they didn't say a thing almost all the way back to Minneapolis from Duluth was about almost 200 miles. They didn't say a word all the way home. So, these things that I'm telling you, and there's way more. That's just doesn't even scratch the surface of what it's like to come against the dark cabal when you're not one of their very own, you know? So, yeah, I'm not kidding. It's not a joke, So I'm fully aware of the warrior I am. I know myself. I know exactly what I'm doing and what I'm saying every time I say something and do something. So, anyway, I think I might have a picture right here. Maybe I did have one of me in my wedding dress that my mom, my birth mother, made my wedding dress. She hurt my feelings so bad. I didn't throw it away, or maybe I eventually did, but I ripped it up. Yeah, I did. Yeah, it's not here. I don't know what I did with it. Anyway, yeah. So, Mom, if you're listening, I ripped it up, yeah. It was too baggy anyway. Sorry, nice try. No cigar. What a nightmare. Anyway, I'm grateful for her putting me on this planet. Um, Not sure if I'm grateful for her putting me in an orphanage and then having more kids, but such is life. People are weird, right? So, anyway, I prayed for my oldest son to have my oldest son. I was told I was never going to have children. I had so much scar tissue from being abused, and God knows what happened to me that I can't remember. The things I can remember are hellish within itself. But my ex and I prayed at the same time to have a son. And I did 9 months later after that prayer, you know, two people thinking the same thing. Then my second one, I didn't tell anybody I was even pregnant. The first one was really hard to see if I was or not. I felt like I had an alien inside of me, and some of you might really get that. And it wasn't just morning sickness. I had to do special exercises. I mean, I kept really active and was working anyway, but most of the time. And then took the baby with me to my job after that. But I lost 18 pounds with my first pregnancy and really had a really hard time. I could barely even eat. I was so sick. It was hard. The second one, that was not hard at all. and he was 2 weeks overdue and pretty big. They're both pretty tall. Well, they're one my oldest son is 6 foot, almost 2, and my second son is almost 6'3", and they're big, you know. So anyway, they weren't really born huge or nothing. Like, I have a sister-in-law that we both had babies on Christmas Eve. I went home Christmas Day with my baby. But his cousin Billy Joel, my sister-in-law, had a baby boy, blue eyes, blonde hair, just like Luke, um, only 2 hours away. So those grandparents went and saw one grandson be born that day and came and saw another grandson that was born on that day. What a trip. Uh-huh. Oh, we had twin cousins on the same day. My sister-in-law, who used to be a pretty close friend of mine. Um, Long story. But anyway, yeah, that was exciting. What a trip. So yeah, sometimes my hair was blonde when a lot of kids are, but Luke's will go like I've got a lot of blonde in back of me from my natural father, and so his hair will go from really almost white to even darker depending on, I don't know. It just, mine changes too. Sometimes it's sort of red or sort of blondish, and it's not just the sunlight, it's just my thoughts. I have one picture of me when I'm 9 standing next to my brother, and my hair is white and my skin is really dark from the sun. It bleached out, but um, I look like one of them children from the corn. That's how white it was. But yet, like in the sun, my back would just get black almost. So dark, you know. They treated me like a freaking alien. My adopted dad was blonde, blue-eyed. My adopted mother was blue-eyed, kind of darker hair. They both were short. My adopted brother and I were both very tall, and so we just looked a little weird. It was all weird anyway, so well, I'm gonna get this uploaded. I appreciate you all joining me. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed my trips down memory lane. Peace. Go look at those videos. Listen to Jason from Archaics and Lady Babylon. You won't get steered wrong. You'll know the truth. Isn't that what we all want? You know. Love you all. Thank you. Have a good night or day, wherever you're at.